Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist, and today we're going to be doing a Blue Eyes Shining Dragon deck profile. So I'm really excited to do this one for you guys, because this deck was actually inspired by one of my patrons, Izzy, which you guys probably know from the channel. He's pretty legendary on the channel now for requesting all the craziest decks on the channel that pop up every so often for you guys. And I am really excited to do this for you guys, because Izzy actually was dueling me one night and sent over a list for a Blue Eyes Shining Dragon Master Knight build, and wanted to have it be a little bit more consistent. I changed it up a little bit for him and played with him for a while with that particular list. Changed it up a little bit more and ended up with this particular list. So Izzy is the inspiration for this particular list. And I wanted to say thank you so much for, helping me make this one. It was really a lot of fun to actually work with you to build this particular deck. So I have to give a quick shout out to Izzy and a thank you. And give Izzy some love in the comments down below for getting one of the most nostalgic monsters in the entire game of Yu-Gi-Oh! The love that it deserves. So without further ado, guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell in there so you can become part of the notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon down in the description below for all those awesome rewards, like getting your name in the description every single video, getting assigned cards in the mail, and even getting to request a deck profile every single month your patron, along with test hands. So without further ado, let's get straight on into this. So first off, we're going to be playing a single copy of Blue Eyes Shining Dragon. So you just play one copy of it because it is searchable in this particular deck. You can grab it fairly easily with stuff like Melody of Awakening Dragons. And if you guys are unfamiliar with what this card does, you have to treat Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, just like in the movie, to be able to special summon this card to your side of the field. And then it also gains 300 attack for each monster, or that's a dragon monster, in your graveyard. So it automatically is usually going to come out with a boost of about 1200, which is pretty good. But if you have 5 dragons in the graveyard, it's going to go up to 45 to be able to copy kind of a Blue Eyes Ultimate. It's a really good card as well because it has the ability that you can negate the effect of any spell, trap, or monster that targets this card, which is a really good effect that basically if they target this, you can immediately negate that effect. We then play 3 copies of Blue Eyes White Dragon in this deck as well. The Blue Eyes White Dragons are basically in here to go into your copy of your Blue Eyes Ultimates a little bit faster. We play 3 copies of Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon because these cards also count as Blue Eyes while on the field, which is a very awesome effect because they have the ability they cannot be normal summoned or set. They must be special from your hand by revealing a Blue Eyes White Dragon in your hand. You only use the effect of this card once per turn to summon it once this way, and this card's name becomes Blue Eyes White Dragon while on the field or in the graveyard, which helps out with cards like Dragon's Mirror as well. And then also you can target a card your opponent controls and destroy it, and you cannot attack with this card the turn you activate this effect. Play a single copy of Blue Eyes Abyss Dragon. Blue Eyes Abyss Dragon is actually a real MVP in this deck, because if this card is special summoned, then you get to add a ritual spell or a polymerization from your deck to your hand. And then during the end phase, you can add a level 8 or higher dragon monster from your deck to your hand, and you can manage this card from the graveyard. All level 8 monsters that are level 8 dragons or higher gain 1000 attack as well, which can make your monsters even more powerful, which is really cool. We then play 3 copies of Blackluster Soldier. Blackluster Soldier is here basically because you're using these to go into your copy of your Dragon Master Knight. I will say the best I've been able to do this particular deck is summoning out 2 Dragon Master Knights. I've seen people play 3, and it's really tough to get 3 of them out. 2 was actually pretty easily done for me, and I really like the consistency of how well you can actually throw Dragon Master Knight on the field, which is really cool. It's basically just a cool nostalgic deck. We then play 3 copies of the White Stone of Legend. The White Stone of Legend is here basically to be able to send to the graveyard to be able to add your copy of your Blue Eyes White Dragons from your deck to your hand, and also use with card to consonants to be able to draw from the deck. I just played 2 copies of the White Stone of Ancients. It's a little bit slow for what the deck's trying to do, because once per turn during the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there this turn, you can special summon a Blue Eyes monster from the deck, or you can manage this card from the graveyard to add a Blue Eyes monster from your graveyard to your hand, which is great. But I feel like I just need it as a 1 or a 2 of in this deck for cards of consonants. We then play 3 copies of Sage with Eyes of Blue. Sage with Eyes of Blue is really, really good in this deck because Sage with Eyes of Blue can come in very, very clutch in this particular build, because what you do basically with your Sage with Eyes of Blue is you normal summon it, and then you get to add from your deck to your hand any level 1 tuner monster from your deck to your hand. It also has a very cool effect as well that you can target 1 monster that's an effect monster on your field, send it to the graveyard, and discard this card. And if you do, you get to special summon a Blue Eyes monster from your deck, which is really cool to be able to special summon your Blue Eyes Abyss Dragon off this effect, to be able to search polymerization. I really like that effect. We then play 3 copies of King of the Swamp because this card can double as a Blue Eyes Ultimate. You can also discard this card from your hand to be able to add from deck to hand a polymerization. But the big effect of this card is that it can copy basically being a Blackluster Soldier or being a copy of your Blue Eyes Ultimate. So you can just have polymerization plus this and a copy of your Blackluster Soldier in your hand. You can immediately throw out Dragon Master Knight, which is super cool. We then play 3 copies of Elemental Hero Prisma to round out the monsters. The Prismas are basically here because you can normal summon them to your side of the field, reveal a fusion monster from your extra deck, and then send a fusion material listed on that card from your main deck to the graveyard. And this card's name becomes the sent monster until the end phase. So you can basically send your copy of your Blackluster Soldier to the graveyard and then use Blue Eyes Ultimate or another card in your deck to be able to go into your copy of your Dragon Master Knight. So basically this is just here as a fusion substitute card. So that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. So for the spells, we're going to be playing a single copy of Upstart Goblin because you want to play a 39 card deck in this deck because you're trying to consistently get out your copy of Blue Eyes Shining or Dragon Master Knight, either or in the particular hand. We play 2 copies of Dragon's Mirror. Dragon's Mirror is extremely important for this deck because if you do draw into a Dragon's Mirror plus a copy of your a Dragon Master Knight, basically if you can summon Dragon Master Knight and you have this in the graveyard and you send a Blue Eyes Ultimate and a King of the Swamp to the graveyard, you can then use this to go into another copy of the Dragon Master Knight, which is the big way I actually summon it out. The second copy is that way. We play 3 copies of Cards of Consonance. Cards of Consonance is so important in this build. You have to play this card as a 3 of because it's going to let you discard a Dragon Tuner to draw 2 cards. And then basically what you're going to discard is your White Stone of Legend, which is actually illustrated on the card. To discard that card to the graveyard to be able to draw 2, and then the White Stone of Legend will also let you add a Blue Eyes from your deck to your hand. So this card essentially turns into a +1 because you're discarding 1 card, using 1 card, and then you're going to get to add a card and draw 2. So this card is a +1 in this particular build. We play 3 copies of Trade-In as well. Trade-In is really good too because it lets you discard any of your Blue Eyes monsters to be able to draw 2 cards, any of your level 8 monsters to be able to draw 2, which is very, very important for this particular build. It really helps out to be able to draw those additional cards. We play 3 copies of Polymerization. Polymerization is really good as well. Polymerization is going to be the main way that you're going to be fusion summoning into your copy of your Dragon Master Knights, into your Blue Eyes Ultimates, to be able to get out your Blue Eyes Shinings and your really powerful boss monsters from the extra deck. And then we play 3 copies of Melody of Awakening Dragons to round out the spells. This card is really good. A lot of people overlook the fact that this card has Blue Eyes White Dragon stats, and you can actually search this card off of Melody because it has the ability that you just discard a card and then add 2 dragons with 3,000 attack and 2,500 defense or higher, which is pretty good because this card actually has those exact stats. So you can actually search Blue Eyes Shining Dragon off your Melody of Awakening Dragons. And with all the draw power, you play 6 draw cards and 3 search cards. You're probably going to get into your cards really quickly that you want. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're going to be playing 2 copies of Dragon Master Knight. Dragon Master Knight is a really, really awesome old school nostalgic card. It has the ability that it gains 500 attack for each dragon monster on your side of the field, except this card, which is pretty good to be able to just boost its attack up by that much. It's a really cool old school fusion monster, and it can get really big really quickly. We then play 2 copies of Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon is here to summon Dragon Master Knight or Blue Eyes Shining Dragon, which this card is the main card that you're going to be using in this particular deck to go into those cards. 1 copy of Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon. This card can basically attack twice. It can be contact fused by sending 2 Blue Eyes monsters that are Blue Eyes White Dragons from your field to the graveyard. It can attack twice. It can't be destroyed by battle. And if it battles an opponent's monster and the monster is not destroyed, then this card banishes that monster without targeting it. We play a single copy of Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, which is an extremely powerful fusion monster in this deck. It can attack multiple times, which is really cool if it's the only monster that you currently control, which is pretty good. If it's the only face-up card you control that's fusion summoned, card can attack multiple times by just sending an additional Blue Eyes fusion monster from your extra deck to the graveyard, which can send stuff like your copy of Blue Eyes Ultimate to the graveyard. You already have trade-in away a copy of your Blackluster Soldier, and you have in your hand a Dragon's Mirror. You can then send the copy of the Blue Eyes Ultimate to the graveyard and then fusion summon during your main phase 2 into a copy of Dragon Master Knight, which is pretty cool that this card enables going into the copy of Dragon Master Knight. We played 2 copies of Blue Eyes Alternative Ultimate Dragon. Blue Eyes Alternative Ultimate Dragon is a great alternative boss monster in this deck if you want to summon it. This card is really hard to out, and a lot of people overlook this card as a really good boss monster for Blue Eyes. It has the ability that your opponent can target or destroy this card with card effects, and once per turn, you can target one card your opponent controls and destroy it, and if this card was fusion summoned using a monster whose original name is Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon as a material, you can target up to 3 cards your opponent controls instead, and this card cannot attack turn its effect was activated. This card can out Dragoons because it's 4,500 beat stick. It's just one of the coolest boss monsters in the entire game of Yu-Gi-Oh!, especially with the retrain of it being a Blue Eyes Ultimate. Then we play the same copy of number 97. I rarely summon this, but it's here just in case you need that extra beat stick, which the entire extra deck is nothing but that. But this card's really good to help you summon out number 100. Number 38, because number 38 can negate spells, and you can go into number 100 using it, because you can use number 97 to summon both of these, and then overlay the copy of number 38. Under the copy of number 100 is a material to get you a 9,000 beat stick. For the Synchro monsters, we're playing a steam copy of Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, which is really good to help you stop your opponent from special summoning more than one monster at a time. It's really good against Pendulum decks, and also can stop your opponent from using effects on the graveyard. Really good card in this deck, and also can help you special summon out light dragon monsters that are Synchro monsters from the extra deck, which is Azure Eyes Silver Dragon. Azure Eyes Silver Dragon lets you special summon during your standby phase a normal dragon monster in the graveyard, which is a really good effect. And if this card is special summoned until the end of the next turn, neither player can target dragon monsters that are currently on the field when this effect was activated, which is really good to protect your copy of your Dragon Master Knight. One copy of our Black Rose Moonlight Dragon. This card is really good as well to be able to bounce cards on your opponent's side of the field that are level 5 or higher. And then a single copy of Anaconda. No, we're not playing Dragoons, but Anaconda is really good in here to be able to use with Polymerization if you don't currently have Polymerization in the hand to be able to fusion summon into any of these cards. And I will say, I did consider dropping the copy of my Anaconda for a copy of Linkuriboh, because the Linkuriboh would help out a little bit more, because I don't feel like I would go into the Anaconda as much, but it's just a work in progress still. But I feel like this card is kind of debatable if you want to play it or not. So that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you did enjoy it, and shout outs to Izzy again for helping me make this deck. This deck was a lot of fun to build with you, man. I look forward to building a lot more decks like this on the channel. This deck is super cool. I really think that it's super nostalgic to be able to summon Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon Master Knight, and even summon Blue Eyes Shining Dragon. Like, Blue Eyes Shining Dragon is one of the coolest cards. It was in the original Yu-Gi-Oh movie, and it's just such a cool card to be able to summon in the game. So anyways, guys, this is DarkArmedDuelist. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell on there so you can become part of the notification squad, and we'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.